Alumilite's Mold Putty 15 is a 15-minute open time putty and cures in about 2 to 3 hours. It's a very user-friendly because it gives you tons of time to mix the equal amounts thoroughly, roll it into a ball, and press it over your part. It's especially good when doing large parts where you can't mix the amount of putty you need in the 2 to 3 minutes that the other putties offer. So mix equal amounts of the putty, roll it into a ball, and press it over your item. Repeat this process time and time again until the entire part is covered. It's very important to roll the putty along the master to eliminate air in the creases of the detail. It's also important to press the putty up into the previous layer of putty that was applied to eliminate any seam lines between the two layers. We've covered the entire piece with the Mold Putty 15. It's given us enough time to mix the amount of putty that we needed to without being in a rush and without curing too fast. The next trick of the trade is to make sure when we flip the mold over that it lays flat. We do this by adding some putty onto the back of the mold and then laying a piece of plastic on the back side. We then make sure the plastic is nice and flat by putting some spacers with putty in the four corners and in the middle. We then take a level to make sure it's perfectly flat and adjust it if necessary. Once we know it's flat, we'll walk away from the mold for about 2 hours and let the putty cure. Once the Mold Putty 15 is cured, we remove the plastic and use a putty knife to pry it off the table. Now we simply flex the putty mold and remove our original. When we turn the mold over, it lays perfectly flat and gives us an exact replica of our original. We're now ready to cast the piece. Here we're using some Alumilite white with a small amount of green dye into it. Mix the resin thoroughly and then slowly pour it into the mold. When the resin begins to harden, it'll change color from a translucent green color to an opaque light green color. The color of green is determined by how much dye you add. Wait approximately 5 to 7 minutes. Once again, flex the mold and remove your cast piece.